Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hidayatul Fateha Studying of Economic Education, Concentration Accounting Education, Faculty of Economics, State University of Jakarta. Today, I have the opportunity to present a final project tutorial. The effect of leverage, liquidity, and profitability of value in company listed in the A Composite Index on the Indonesian Stock Exchange in 2019. In my final project, there are 6 parts consist of introduction, literature review, research methodology, result and illustration, and the last is conclusion. The first is an introduction. There are 3 backgrounds of the problem. The first is investment financing short and leverage dari PT Sariwangi Agricultural Asset Agency, and second is the level of short-term debt of the Jakarta Steel in 2019 set its current asset. This can indicate the company is not liquid. And the last is decrease in profit or profitability obtained by PT Indonesia International. The formulation of the problem: is there any influence of leverage on firm value? Is there any influence of liquidity on firm value? Is there any influence of profitability on firm value? And the last is there any influence of leverage, liquidity, and profitability on firm value? The research purpose is to know the effect of leverage on firm value, the effect of liquidity on firm value, the effect of profitability on firm value, and the effect of simultaneous effect of leverage, liquidity, on firm value. And then in the research novelty, the population in the study used company listed in the Indeks SMC Composite Index on the Indonesian Stock Exchange, which have never been studied before. The Indeks SMC Composite Index is an index that measures the performance of stock price with small and medium market capitalization. And then in chapter 2, literature review, the theory background is signaling theory. According to Composite 2019, signal theory underlines voluntary disclosure, which is information that company convey to outside parties. And then, according to Hasna 2014, signaling theory emphasizes the importance of information issued by company on investment decision outside the company. And then, conceptual description for variable from value. The definition of firm value is the price a potential buyer or investor is willing to give if the company is sold, which also reflects the performance and conditional of a company. An indicator of firm value in this research is used Tobin's ratio. And then variable leverage. The leverage test will measure how much the portion of the power fund from outside the company is compared to the owner's capital or asset in financing the company operational activities. And the indicator is debt to asset ratio. And then, liquidity variable. Liquidity show how much the company ability to pay off short-term obligations that are due. The indicator is current ratio. And this profitability. Profitability is the level of net profit that a company can achieve during a certain period through managing its business. The indicator is return on asset. Then any previous research. Any theoretical framework. The first is leverage to firm value. Febrina Wigawati Soleha and Lintang Venusita in 2014 and Bagas Aditya Permana and Hendra in 2019 found that leverage or solvency has a significant negative effect on firm value. The greater the company debt, the greater the investment risk, which will reduce the company's value. And then liquidity to firm value. Murah Dharma Adi Putra and Putu Vivi Lestari in 2019. Yati Murni Fahrana Octaviani and Bambang Suprayitna in 2019 found that liquidity has a significant positive effect on firm value. The high level of company liquidity indicates the higher the company ability to pay its short-term obligation, which means the higher the level of investor confidence so that it can increase in company value. Profitability to firm value, Lee Yusen and Sun Yusen, and then Putri Juwita Pertiwi, have all 2019 found that profitability has a significant positive effect on firm value. The greater the company profit, the greater the return achieved by investor. This is an interest for investor to invest in the company and will have an impact on increasing company value. And the last, any theoretical framework for leverage, liquidity, and profitability to firm value. For research, Raja and Chatur in 2019 and then Ainun Jaria in 2016 found that liquidity, leverage, and profitability together have a significant effect on firm value. The better the value of liquidity, leverage, and profitability the company can show that the company is in good and safe condition, so that it will increase the demand for shares and can increase company value. The hypothesis formulation and for is leverage effects. If from value, liquidity has an effect on value, profitability has an effect on firm value, and leverage, liquidity, and profitability simultaneously effect on firm value. In Chapter 3 is research methodology. Object and scope is leverage, liquidity, profitability, and firm value. Company listed in the Indeks SMC Composite Index in 2019, and the research method is quantitative descriptive. Secondary data is financial report of companies listed in the Indeks SMC Composite Index on the Indonesian Stock Exchange in 2019. The population and sampling is over double population is 110 company. Sample is 89 company, and sampling technique is simple random sampling. And then chapter 4 is result and discussion. Sample, the number of company that sample in this research is 52 company. And then any result of descriptive statistic. And then any normality test. The normality test result assign value significantly to pilot of 0.088. Therefore, it can be concluded that the residual data in the regression model is normally distributed because of the assigned value significant above 0.05. And in multicollinearity test, the result of tolerance is greater than 0.1, and the width is less than 10, so it can be concluded that there is no symptom of multicollinearity between independent variables in the regression model. And then in the result of heteroscedasticity test with Spearman, the significant value of the three independent variable is greater than 0.05, so it can be concluded that there is no heteroscedasticity in the regression model. And then in the autocorrelation test with rangka, the significance value is 0.161, which means it's greater than 0.05, so it can be concluded that there are no form of autocorrelation in the regression model, so the regression model is feasible to use. And then any result of the test from this equation, it can be seen that the leverage regression coefficient is positive, which indicates that the x1 variable has a positive direction towards the y variable. And from this equation, it can be seen that the liquidity regression coefficient is negative, which indicates that the x2 variable has a negative effect on y variable. From this equation, it can be seen that the profitability regression coefficient is positive, which indicates that the x3 variable has a positive influence on the y variable. And then any result of F test, F1 value of 7.633, which a value of significance of 0.0, we show that the value of F1 is greater than F table is 3.19, and the value of significance smaller than 0.05. This meant that leverage, liquidity, and profitability together or simultaneously have a significant influence on the value of the company listed in the IDX XMC Composite Index on the IDX 2019. And then any coefficient determination test. Variable from value can be explained or influenced by the variable leverage, liquidity, and profitability of 32.3%. And this is the last is in the chapter 5. Yes. Conclusion for this research is leverage has no effect on firm value, liquidity has a significant and negative effect on firm value, profitability has a positive and significant effect on firm value, and the last is leverage, liquidity, and profitability together affect the value of the company. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.